Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live call-in show. My name is Nikisha Bond. I am the VP of Corporate Affairs here at the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, and we are so excited that you are joining us today. This is something that's been something we wanted to do for a really long time. But sometimes you got to get your life together. Well, we've got our lives together now. But before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce you to a couple of events that we have coming up. We're going to be having our business summit that's coming up in May. So make sure that you save the date on that. We're going to be over there at the Delta Hotel. This is an amazing business summit. There's going to be so many fantastic speakers. You definitely want to make sure that you come out. If you want to get your business to the next level or you want to start your business, you definitely need to be at this summit. We also have our annual golf celebrity tournament. We're going to be doing that again June 18th over there at the Rose Bowl. Yes, I know we're fancy smashy at the Brookside Golf Club. So make sure that you join us there. If you've never been out to one of our golf classics, I'm telling you, it is a ball of fun. You're going to have so much fun. But that's not why you're here. Today, we are here to learn about business. And I have an amazing topic for us today. Today, we're going to talk about how do you navigate business in times of uncertainty? We could all agree that this is a pretty uncertain time. We don't know what's going to be going on. It's like one day it's this and the next day it's that. And we have to learn to navigate under those circumstances. So what I want you to do, I'm actually going to put a link in the chat, because if you are navigating under some severe circumstances and you want some help, I'm definitely here to help you. If you guys don't know me, again, hi, I'm Nikisha Bond, VP of Corporate Affairs, but my background is in Lean Six Sigma, which is just a fancy schmancy way of saying I'm a professional problem solver. And so one of the things I do is help people to navigate in different times. And the way we do that is with tons of tools and structures that help you to be successful. So we're going to be talking about that now. So I did put the link in the chat. If you're interested in joining, you have some questions, click on the link and you can join us live and we will answer your questions live here today. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and see if Mr. Wallace wants to come to the stage and say a few words before we go ahead and get into our training. Mr. Wallace, did you want to say any few words for us today?
Well, I'm excited that we're getting back on the air, and Edge TV Network is getting ready to launch its business shows. What we're going to have. I need some water all of a sudden.
Me too.
Getting ready to launch its business shows. So we have a host of shows that are going to be coming up on Edge TV Network, and the background won't look as messy as mine. It will look a lot cleaner and all of those kinds of things. But we are excited about this. Nikisha is the first kickoff. I have a show that comes on Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday mornings at 7 a.m. So we're excited about that. And if you're interested in being a guest on one of our shows, you can go to Edge TV Network and hit the scheduling. And schedule yourself for one of our network shows, and just keep coming in and keep looking out. We're going to be talking about some business strategies here in a couple of minutes, some different things that you can do to help your business move along. But what we need to know is what you want. I can tell you, Nikisha and I can tell you all day long of what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing and how this works and how that works. But if none of that fits into what you're doing, then we're just giving you information that you can't use. So chime in, let us know, hey, you know what? I own a laundromat, people are not putting the quarters in the slots. I'm having to repair some machines. Do you have a snack machine in your laundromat? Certain things like that we can, kind of guide you along. Hopefully we can help. And this conference is coming up. We're not saying that we have all the information, but we're saying the information is out there. And a way to get it is to roll through the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, May 7th through the 8th for our conference. So let me keep talking. because I
Nope,
can
that's
keep
all.
talking.
Okay, let's get back to training. We're about to get us on some training. So I did put the link in the chat. So if you do want to join us live, we would love to have you. If you have some business questions, like I was saying in the beginning, I'm a professional problem solver. We love to answer your questions. But today I have a really special training that I want to do for you guys. It's called Navigating in the Face of Uncertainty. Okay. So a lot of times when we're trying to launch a business, the reality is that we're thinking really big, right? Because most business owners are visionaries at the end of the day. They have a big vision. There's something that they want to do, but your steps that you need to take right now need to be a little bit smaller. But sometimes it's hard to take that big vision that you have and turn it into small actionable steps. So I have a really great strategy that I'm going to show you guys today. So one of the strategies in Lean is called an MVP, minimum viable product. And what that means is that you're going to go and you're going to form a small idea. Then you're going to take that small idea out into the marketplace, see how people respond to it. Then you're going to take that feedback that they give you and you're going to revamp your product, not revamp it all the way, but add those suggestions, take away the features that they didn't like, make it so it's more applicable, it's more what the customer wants. Kind of like what Rich was saying. We want to know what you want, because what are we sitting up here talking for if it's not what it is that you want? And so one of the cool strategies about this is that if you have an idea for your business that you want to do, you don't have to go and buy a big building. You don't have to go and build out a huge website. You just have to have an idea. And you have to be able to take that idea, take it out to market, see what people say about it. Once they give you some feedback, bring it back, then fix it again, and then take it back out to market. You're going to know when to optimize, because when you put it out to market that one time, you're going to get a lot of feedback. So let me bring it down into some reality. Okay, what am I talking about? So imagine this. Let's say that you you want to start hair. You want to do hair. You want to start doing hair. Okay, great. And you're like, I want to figure out how I can start a hair salon without having a hair salon, without having all these products, without having all this equipment. How can I start making money doing hair? So the first thing you want to do is have an offer. So what type of hair do you do? Figure out what is your best attribute. What is your best skill that you have right now that you can monetize? Probably something that you've already had somebody pay you for before. Let's say that you braid, right? Let's say that you know how to braid hair. Great. So you're going to come up with a little flyer and you're going to go ahead and tell people, listen, I'm offering a special. And I'm going to be braiding your hair for, let's say, $500 or whatever the price is. And you're going to take that out to market. And the market is who? Your friends and family. So you're going to take that flyer and you're going to reach out to your friends and family. And you're going to see what they say about it. And you're not going to just give it out to them and then say nothing else. No, you want to give it to them and then you want to ask them questions. So if they don't want to buy from you, ask them why. Was it the flyer? Did you not understand it? Did you not like the marketing? What was missing? What would you like to have seen? That way you can start to get some feedback. And because these are people that you know, they're going to give you a softer feedback, right? You don't necessarily need them to buy from you. You need to get that feedback, because once you get that feedback, then you can go and take that product, you can fix it up, and then you can take it back out to market and do it again. And you just keep doing that process over and over and over again. So instead of building the whole thing, try a small thing. Take it out to someone, see if they'll exchange $1 with you. If they'll exchange that $1 with you, boom, you're already in business. Most people will spend all of their time in planning. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to actually do something. So I want to go ahead and bring back on Mr. Wallace, because I know he's been in business a lot longer than I have, and he has so many great ideas. So Mr. Wallace, what are your ideas if somebody is going out to market and they're trying to launch a new product, or they're trying to get back out there and do it again? What are some of your suggestions of what they can do when they're going back out to market?
I kind of believe that if they're going out to market and they're getting ready to do that, the first thing they need to do is be confident and be willing to accept, no, I don't think I want that. Be willing to understand that you're not going to, and I don't want to say you're not going to close them on the first attempt, but I'm saying that you have to make more attempts. So consistency is what really, really works. We've been doing this Chamber of Commerce for over 30 years, and there have been so many different Black chambers and minority chambers that have come along that have grabbed our ideas and taken off with them, but they're no longer here. So the consistency in getting things to work is what people need to do. So whether you're selling envelopes or widgets, I think if you keep doing it and you keep asking people to buy an envelope, Don't worry about all of the million envelope companies that are out there. That's the first thing. Oh, somebody's already doing that. Well, somebody's already doing everything. So, but they're not you. And you have to believe in you, that you are such a dynamite person. I mean, I'm not saying to tell people you're a dynamite person, but to tell yourself that every day that you get up in the mirror and go. And I think we do a presentation about what do you do if you haven't had a customer in 3 weeks and you open every day at 8 o'clock. That fourth week, do you open up later? Do you say, well, nobody's coming in, nobody's been in 3 weeks? No, you go there with the excitement as if you just sold a bunch of stuff. So having excitement, having the consistency, and not being afraid of no, or not right now, or maybe later, or these types of excuses that people get to not buy or do business with you. And usually for me, I'm kind of like Nikisha. If you decide no, that only means that I have not really explained it to you well enough, because you do need what I got. I already know that. Whatever it is I got, you do need it. Now, you have not figured out how much you need it. So therefore, I am still trying to get you to understand how necessary this product is for what you're doing. And I really can't do that until you tell me what you're doing, so I can fit it in, because I don't want to give you a big speech about this and then you're thinking in your mind, I already do that. Why is he telling me about that? I already send letters out to all of my customers when they come in. Okay, all right, you do that. What do you put in the letter? What are you saying in the letter? Are you sending them a letter through email? Are you doing it through snail mail? As much as we talk about, I got a website and I send out 100,000 emails a day. Well, how often do you go delete? I might read that
I
one
do
later.
shift, delete all.
Yeah, or delete all, so I might not even get to see it. But if you send it in snail mail and I get it in the mail, I got to go out and get my light bill out of the mail. I got to go out and get those flyers that they keep sending me every Thursday out of the mailbox. So it's going to get crowded. And then I see your letter. Oh, Nikisha, VP of Corporate Affairs, sent me something. What does she want? Let me open it and see. So now you got 30 seconds to get this person's attention, because you spent, what does it cost to mail a letter now? $1, 50 cents? I don't know. But it does work. So
yeah.
I think if you're consistent with something, you get into certain things and they do work. So,
Yeah.
and as you see, my phone never stops ringing. So could you put me in the back? Okay.
I'll put you in the back. But you said something so important, because consistency is the most important thing, because when you show up, it builds trust with people. And a lot of times people will start something and they'll stop something. They'll start something and they stop something. And then when you want to go and ask for the sale, because you're like, I'm really serious about that, people are thinking about all the times that you've stopped and you started. Are you going to ship my product? Are you going to really be there? Are you going to keep trying? I don't know. I've seen you stop and start. So when you start building up that muscle of consistency and you're going out there and you're doing it every single day, even when it's on that third week and nobody's there, do you open up at 8? Of course you open up at 8, because you have to have your own standards and you have to make sure that you show up, not just for your customers, but you got to show up for yourself. So if you're sitting here and you're thinking, you know what, I have some business questions. I did put the link in the chat. So make sure that you click on that link. We'd love to have you. This is a live interactive call-in show, but if it can't be a live show because you can't be there, then at least it can be something where you can learn something about business. So like we were saying before, consistency is so important in your business, and keep trying new ideas. We live in this world now where you might have to go through the window. You might have to go through the outside door. You might have to go underneath the house. You're going to have to try so many different ways to get people's attention, because attention is so short right now, right? You think of how many things I got. You saw Rich, his phone is buzzing. My phone is buzzing. You got the TV on, you got the kids, you got this, you got that. Everybody is pulling your attention. So now when you go out to business, when you're going out there with your product and you're trying to share that with people, and people are like, well, I'm so busy, I don't have time. Do you know that it takes like 8 to 12 follow-up times for someone to actually buy your product? 8 to 12. So that means that, are you calling them on the phone? Are you sending them a message? Are you texting them? Are you sending them an email? Are you DMing them? How often are you reaching out to this person? Because a lot of times I appreciate when somebody follows up with me. I am so busy. I don't have time. I don't have time to keep thinking about all that. It's like, yeah, I want to buy it. Yeah, I'm thinking about it, but I keep forgetting. And so then I'm like, oh, when you follow up with me, I appreciate that. So now you have to think of how consistently are you following up with your clients? How consistently are you following up in your life? So if you guys have any comments, please make sure that you put them in the chat. We would love to hear from you. Like we said, this is a live show. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we really want to just reach out to the community and really help you guys grow your businesses, because we know you're out there. We know that you guys are struggling. We know that this is a very uncertain time. And a lot of times you need a strategic partner. And that's what the Chamber is here to do. The Chamber is here to be your strategic partner, to help you through what you're going through, to get you to the other side. So I'm going to play a short little video so you can learn a little bit more about the Chamber. Sorry, I clicked the wrong video. We're live. Hold on.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
All right.
They're not backwards.
I know, I'm backwards too. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming back. We are live again. This is our weekly business call-in show. We wanted to make sure that we have a way for you guys to reach out to us and get your questions answered. Sometimes we're not always around to help support you, but this was our way to reaching out and making sure that the community can have access to us, so that if you have any questions, I did put the link in the chat. So make sure you click on that. We'll bring you up on stage and you can tell us your business question. Now, Mr. Wallace, you've been in business for a really long time. And I know you were talking about consistency before, and you're always telling me that you just got to show up and how important that is. And the question that I want to ask you, because this is something that I've been talking with a lot of my business friends about, is what happens when you get knocked off your square and you're having to like rebuild your business again? Because I know you've had so many different businesses in the past. This is definitely one that you've had for a really long time. But tell us a little bit about, like, how do you rebuild? Like, is it just over? Like, what do you do?
You know, one of the things is that when you think you've been knocked down, and it's a thought process, when you think that all of your businesses are not doing business and you got to close one, rent's due, they done already turned off the lights, your girlfriend's not taking your phone calls anymore, your best friend's not taking your phone calls anymore, you have pretty much, you're not on crack, but they treat you like a crack addict, you know? So you know what I'm saying? It's just, it's like, you know, you're going to ask me for something if I answer the phone because I know you're broke. I know things are not going. And I told you, your friends, I told you not to get into that business. I tried to warn you not to buy those, that stock or whatever it is. And you just have to reach down inside of yourself and believe whatever it is that gives you strength and power. Some people it's God. Some people it's Mary, some people it's, you know, Muhammad, whatever yours is, you need to pull it up, pivot, and all of those things that went wrong did not go wrong. You were in training, and in training, you slip and fall. In training, you don't get over the wall the first time. In training, you get mud all over you. So you're in training, and all of those things that you went through to get to where you are now were obstacles. So when they show up now, they're not obstacles anymore. You can leap that because you've jumped over 3 of those things in the relay. Now the 4th one is easier. So I look at over 30 years of Black Chamber of Commerce and 50 years of being in business, owning restaurants and managing 150 minority leaders, and when you're managing leaders or people, everyone has a better idea, and everybody's got a better idea. So I learned to listen to those ideas and say, okay, but we're not going to do it that way. And then some things you have to go back and say, you know what, I probably should have tried that. I'm not stuck on stupid, but we are stuck on what we believe in. And I'm the old KISS simple, keep it simple, stupid. And sometimes, people come in and it's too simple for them to see the process. So I would say when you feel you've been knocked over and you feel that, it's just not going well, it's just never going to go well, the fact that you got up the next day gives you a whole nother day to try it and to make it better. I heard something in one of the Tupac movies, and the guy said, you have the same 24 hours that I have. And so when I look at those kinds of things, I'm thinking, okay, I got the same 24 hours that anyone else has in the what's his name that created this Facebook and all of these things that we're on. Had I been in those arenas, and I believe I was in those arenas, I just didn't act on what I was trying to do. So acting on things, sometimes we got great ideas, but if we don't implement them, then we just kind of get stuck behind. I heard a guy say the smartest person in town is the wine head on the corner. He's brilliant, but he has no activity. He's not acting on any of the great ideas that he has. You look at some of the great comics, they're not really that funny, I'm not picking on Cedric the Entertainer, but he's not funny. But he's consistent, so he has a TV show. So I can't hate on him because he's had several TV shows and he's not funny. So you don't have to be, you just have to be consistent and keep moving forward, and know that if your mind says you got knocked down, you really didn't get knocked down. You learned a valuable lesson. You didn't pass the test with an A+, but you passed. Or you got a D- on the exam, but you review the exam and you go, okay, let me go back and take it again. Now it's better. So you didn't fail at anything. You was just not ready to pass.
Yeah. And I think people don't realize, like, if you're going to be a business owner, you got to be committed to the game. You know what I'm saying? You got to be committed to the game, because it's like playing football. You're going to get hit on the field. It's football. That's what it is. You're going to fail in business. That's what happens. That's just what it is, because you don't learn. You can only learn through failure because you've never done it before. And so people usually have done, and that's why people look like a 20-year overnight success, because they've done it before and they've made failures and they've tried again and they pick themselves up. And a lot of times it's luck, it's timing, it's being at the right place, the right time, the right person, and all those things coming together. But if you don't keep showing up and you don't keep being consistent, and you're not just married to the game and just be like, okay, I'm gonna dust myself off, I'm getting back out there on the field, put me in, coach, and you have to be around the right type of people who give you that type of mentality. You can't talk to people who work a 9-to-5, because I promise you, they're waiting for you to fail so they can say, I told you so, because they're not living their dreams. So you living your dreams is really going to stress them out. So they're waiting. I cannot tell you how many times people have said, oh, how the mighty have fallen. They were waiting for you to fall. That's crazy. They're sitting around waiting for you to fall. And so you have to get married to the game.
I tell people a lot, if you've ever been to the horse races, you can bet on the horse to win You can bet on to place, which means he comes in second, or you can bet on the horse to come in third. A lot of people are betting on you and they're believing that you're going to cross the finish line, but they're betting on you to come in second. They're not betting on you to win. They are putting all of their money on you to come in third place because they want to applaud for you. They want to say, hey, you did a good job, but you got a bronze trophy, So they're rooting for you to get that third place because they don't want you to come in. They don't want you to not cross the line. So a lot of times people that are rooting for you are just not rooting for you to come in first. And then you mentioned football. A lot of times you think you're a great quarterback because you could throw at Pop Warner or you could throw in high school. But when you get to the NFL and you get to the big boys and you find out you can't throw that well, you may have to change positions. And that's where you need a good coach because that coach can see from the sideline, Rich, you're moving around really well. You're doing this good, but you can't throw the ball. So I got to take you from the position that you practiced for all your life, from the quarterback position, and put you in a running back or a lineman or another position, but a golden high position on the team. And that's where you learn. That's where you really learn is that, okay, because our operation here, people that walk into this school building, first thing I tell them is you got to learn how to do everything in here. You got to know how to do everything in here. So get a little bit of this and get a little bit of that. And people don't look at changing positions as failing. Don't look at it as anything like that. Look at it as it's time to move on. It's time for me. I've outgrown this. You came to Nikisha, you came to me years ago and you go, I like being a chamber president, but I kind of feel like I've outgrown it. I kind of feel like I'm stuck in this thing here, and I want to break out. And I'm like, calm down, just settle down, We sort of, but sometimes the people that are rooting for you, they don't want you to move up because you're doing a good job here. So for me, you're doing a really good job here. If you move, then I can replace you. So sometimes we have to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to believe. I believe for you to get here. I can believe for somebody else to get here too. So therefore, your changing position is not fail you. It's just time for you to try something different. And the thing that went the other way with the last venture was only a training course for you to be better at this venture.
Absolutely. I think you just talked about the power of the pivot. A lot of business owners don't realize it wasn't time for you to quit. It was time for you to pivot. You might not have been playing right on that team. You might have been on the wrong vehicle. You might not have had it. And you don't know these things until you've had that long experience in business, until you learn who you are in business and what you actually like and what you're actually good at. Like I know we talked before is I'm a number two. I know people will meet me and they might think, oh yeah, she's a leader. I'm like, but I'm actually a number two. I like people who have really big visions and want to do really amazing things. And I like to come in and build support and systems that help execute that. I like to work under leadership, but I know that about myself because when I have a team, like I'm really good, but like, why are you depending on me? Like, okay, you need to you can't just do that on your own because that's the kind of role that I like to play. So it's good for you to understand who you are and how you work in business so that when you're running into that brick wall, when things are not working out or when things have just flat out failed, you can go back and have a self-assessment about yourself and figure out what role do I really need to play? Where do I really need to be? And how do I get there in the quickest way possible? Which I like to say is just fail faster. And when I first heard that, I didn't understand what they meant when they were like fail faster. And it's like you have to accept that failure comes with the job. Just like you have to accept that you're going to get hit out on the football team. That's just a part of playing football. That's just a part of doing business. When you accept that, then when the failure comes, instead of staying there and being like, I can't believe this happened, making that feel like that's something about me, that means something about me, quitting and leaving the game, you have to say, you know what? I learn. I don't lose, I learn. That's an L for learning. Let me figure it out. Let me go back. Let me keep doing it. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. You have to have that mentality and be around people with that mentality. So I want to, and one of those things that you can get is when you join the chamber, you're going to be around people with that mentality. The chamber is $200 a year, and you need to get connected with people who can help you when you're in that state. Because I can tell you that the best phone calls that I've ever had are with other business owners, and they don't coddle me, right? They don't sit up there and be like, oh, poor baby, you know, things are hard for you. They're like, yeah, I know. And we out here grinding again. So I want to go ahead and play a quick commercial just so people can learn a little bit about the chamber, because it's been so pivotal in our lives. And like we said, it's been around for over 30 years. And I know that it has transformed my business, and it can transform yours too.
One of the secrets to exposure for your business lies within supporting Black businesses and entrepreneurs. And that is why the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce is here to connect Black businesses from the desert to the sea. Let's join hands to empower and sustain our community. By becoming a member of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, you can grow your business and increase your clientele. With our innovation, we'll generate new businesses and get new customers. And we'll connect new mindsets with businesses from across Southern California to help bridge the wealth gap. Let's connect, build, and grow together. Join us now at blackchamberofcommerce.org.
Good news for the Southern California business community. Now you can add your business to the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce Business Directory complimentary. We have been working tirelessly to build a list of Black-owned enterprises in Southern California. This is an excellent way for you to be a part of an expansive network and find your ideal customers, business partners, and vendors. So don't waste time. Visit blackchamberofcommerce.org today and add your business today.
All right, and we are back. You know what I was thinking, Rich? I was thinking
I don't see the number in the chat that you're asking people to call.
It's not. Oh, okay. Hold on, let me see. It is a link, a StreamYard's link. So if they click that StreamYard link, let me go ahead and put it on the screen.
The one that you just popping up there. Okay.
Yeah. So if you click that StreamYard link, you'll be able to join us live. We'll put you in the back room, and we'll bring you up, and you can ask us your question. We're happy to help you. Now, we're not doctors, okay? So take it for what it is, but you got experience up in here.
Okay.
And then, Rich, I wanted to ask you a question. What would you say is the best piece of advice you ever got, or the best piece of advice you ever gave in business?
You know, it really doesn't change. It really doesn't change. The best piece of advice is showing up. Even if you don't have anything to sell or anything to talk about, the fact that you're in the room makes you now listening to all of the other conversations that are going on in the networking room. Oh, I don't know anybody in here, but I'm going to go. I don't have anything to sell. I'm going to go. I don't have a new business. I don't have an old business. I just got a tie on, and I'm going in this room, and I'm just going to walk around and listen. Showing up is really the answer to making it work. And I look at some of the ideas that I thought I had to do years ago, and I see them now on the TV commercial. I started business 20 years ago about a health card for your car. If your car needed an oil change or a tune-up, you pay me $19.99 a month, and you can take this to any mechanic and get your car fixed. Now Ice Cube's got one, and there's a bunch of other these places around that you buy insurance for the repairs on your car. And I started that 20-something years ago. Before that even got started, I went back and looked at all my plans, and I'm trying to figure out where I went wrong with that, because it was a great idea. I went to a bunch of little dealers and said, hey, I'll get a contract with you. Somebody bring their car in here. You fix it for free. You charge and I pay you. I had all of that lined up. I was receiving some payments, but it just never took off. And then when I see the TV commercials of all of the places now that you can sign up for, and I'm thinking, man, I should have copywritten that or wrote it down someplace, or, because there are people making millions of dollars today off of something that I was trying to do in Montclair, California, walking the streets, talking to dealers, Pep Boys. I had a contract with Pep Boys and another dealership over here, and I was selling, but I didn't have the marketing or the understanding of what I had. I knew I had something, but I didn't have the coach to say, hey, you know what? You're trying to be a quarterback and you don't even have the ball, So I found out. So whatever idea you have, it's a good idea, but you need a co-pilot. You need that person, and if you don't have that person, don't give up on it. I'm just saying that. I'm saying that sometimes and I surround myself with a lot of Nikisha type people because they're planners, and I'm not a planner. You
don't like planner job.
I don't like meetings. I don't like planning. I don't like none of that.
He doesn't like time schedules. He doesn't like agendas.
I don't like agendas. I don't like none of that. I have my TV show that comes on. People call me and go, what are we going to talk about? I say, I don't know. What do you want to talk about? So we'll find out when we get there. So it's easy for me to be able to pick it up and be able to go with whatever the flow is. But as we start trying to get our schedule together and different things, we know a lot over here. And if we don't know, we know where to go get the information at. So being a part of the Southern California Black Chamber of Commerce, the consistency is always what works. Even if you're standing on a corner and there's people walking by and you say, I have an empty bag here that I'm selling for $1. If you asked enough people to say nothing in this bag, it's just a regular bag and I'm selling it for $1, you will sell some bags if you stay there all week long and say you got the bag. The guys on the corner selling flowers, they sell flowers in every city in the United States on the corner. And I found out that's a company. That's not just some guy that went and cut some flowers out of the yard. That is a company that hires these people and they sell these flowers on the freeway for $5 to $7 a pop. And it's a company because you notice they own a lot of freeways.
Yeah. And maybe those fruit stand people too, because all those fruit stands.
I just thought there was some poor guy with a pair of scissors walking by the neighborhood getting some flowers. But no, that's an actual company and an actual business. So if you put your mind to it and your time to it, you can get people and you can do amazing things if you just stick with it. Now, on the next session, Nikisha's going to be talking about, I'm going to be talking about when is it time to let go? Because sometimes it's time to let go. Even Jonah didn't want to jump off the boat. He said, y'all throw me over, So he said, no, you got to jump. You got on this boat by yourself. You got to get off by yourself. So when is the time to pivot? Because we all believe that we heard from the man upstairs or the person over here, and this is the right thing. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. And you'll know when it's time to go, but you gotta be observant and watch. You gotta watch. We used to do satellite dishes. Remember the big satellite dishes they put in the yard? We used to sell those. But when they came out of people stopped buying them, we started making TV guides for them. So we started selling. Nobody's buying the dishes anymore, but the guys with it still need a TV guide. So we started selling TV guides. So you got to know when to pivot. I used to sell the Nextel phones. I had a Nextel dealership. I made a lot of money. But when Sprint came along and started buying Nextels, I'm like, oh, it's time to go. So I could have kept my Nextel dealership, bleep, bleep. I loved it. It was the best thing. I made a bunch of money at it. But when Sprint came up and they started doing some different things, okay, it's time to make a move. It's time to change. So that's
so good, because this is the advice that people don't tell you, that you got to just stay with it. You got to be consistent, and you have to just know that you're in it for the long haul. Because when you have that, if you think of it as a marathon and not a sprint, you'll realize the pace you need to go. You'll realize, I don't know if you ever watch those ultra marathon runners. I'm absolutely fascinated by people who can run 50, 100, 200 miles. That's crazy to me. And I thought they just run all the way through, but they don't. They actually have different pit stops that they go. They have a pit stop for this, and they have to check their feet. They have to check their water. They have to eat something. They have to eat so often. They have to take a break to sleep. So they actually are kind of running to the next stop. And that's kind of how it is to business. You're running to the next goal. You're running to the next goal. Sometimes you're going to get there and you feel great. Sometimes you're going to get to that rest stop and you're going to feel like crap. Sometimes you're going to get there and you're going to need somebody to carry you over there. But the thing that they all have is that they're committed to finishing the race. And that's what it is. You got to be committed to finishing the race. Whatever your race is, whatever it is that you decide to do, just be committed to it. And then you'll find the way. Then you'll see the pivot points. Then you'll see when I should go, when I should stop, when I should keep moving forward. You'll start to see those things. So I know we're about out of time today, but I want you guys to make sure that you come back. We're going to be here every Wednesday at 5 o'clock to answer your calls live. Absolutely, Shantae, running with no rest. That's exactly what we're doing. But we are going to be back on Monday with our Strictly Business show. Let's tell you a little bit about that before we close out tonight.
Business owners are raving about the new talk show, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace. Tune in as the top experts in business share their success stories, strategies, guidance, and advice to help you grow your business. With guests from the top companies to your favorite influencers, Strictly Business with host Rich Wallace is the show to watch for all things business. Our conversations are strictly business. We discuss new funding options, new business initiatives, best business practices, all things business explained. We provide you with the tips you need for your business, all in one morning business talk show. Be sure to tune in. Are you a business owner? Do you have a story to share? Are you able to help our audience? Then we want you on.
I don't know. Was she messing up for you? She was messing up for me.
She was messing up for me too.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me try this one. I think it's me, guys. I think it's my internet saying, girl, stop.
Go. You got another meeting in 3 minutes. Get out of here.
All right, then. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We will see you guys on Monday at 7 a.m. We're also going to see you again on Tuesday at 6 p.m. and then again on Wednesday at 5. All right, everyone, have a wonderful day. Bye.
Hey, Shantae, we built a slot in for you too. So check with Nikisha.
Oh, yeah, Shantae, we got you. He's going to be talking about some amazing AI stuff. So stay tuned, guys. We got a lot more content to you. All right, bye, guys.